A brown recluse is rarely sitting in the middle of the floor. It is usually tucked into something you grab without thinking. A shoe by the door, a towel in the closet, a picture frame in the basement. That is what makes them easy to miss. They choose quiet, undisturbed spaces where hands arrive before eyes do. In this video, we will check 7 overlooked hiding spots, then use a simple glueboard audit to reveal activity without reaching blindly. Brown recluses survive by avoiding activity. They are shy, mostly nocturnal hunters, and they prefer dry spaces where air is still, light is low, and nothing gets moved for weeks. That is why the pattern matters more than the object itself. Cardboard gives them seams and folds. Fabric gives them cover. Clutter creates narrow gaps. Cracks behind trim, baseboards, and wall voids let them disappear when disturbed. Risk rises when a quiet hiding place suddenly becomes a human task. Pulling old boxes from storage, putting on clothing from the floor, reaching behind furniture, or opening a rarely used closet can put skin directly into their retreat. Also, geography matters. True brown recluses are concentrated in specific regions, so confirmed identification is important before assuming every brown spider is one. One spot in plain sight is the gap behind picture frames. A frame rests close to the wall, but not flat against it, leaving a thin, dark shelter where a spider can sit undisturbed for months. The same applies to wall-mounted mirrors, clocks, canvas art, framed photos, and decorative signs. They create protected edges, especially in quiet rooms, hallways, basements, and guest spaces where the decor almost never moves. Do not reach behind them blindly or slide your fingers along the back. Use a flashlight first, lift the item carefully, and keep your hands away from hidden edges. Next, look down at the place people put their feet without checking. Stored shoes are one of the most common bite risk spots because your foot goes straight into the hiding place. Closet shoes, garage boots, mudroom sneakers, shoes under the bed, and footwear packed in seasonal bins can sit untouched long enough for a brown recluse to settle inside. The toe box is dark, enclosed, and rarely disturbed, which makes it ideal. Before wearing shoes that have been sitting, turn them upside down and shake them firmly. Store rarely used pairs in closed containers or sealed bags. If you are moving old boots or shoes from storage, wear gloves. And remember, shoes are only one soft fabric space people press directly against skin. The same risk shows up in folded towels, guest blankets, spare bedding, laundry piles, and closet linens. Stacked fabric creates layers of quiet folds, seams, and pockets where a brown recluse can tuck itself away without being disturbed. A blanket on a top shelf, or towels in a rarely open cabinet can sit for weeks, especially in guest rooms, basements, and linen closets. Before using stored linens, shake them out away from your body, or wash and dry them if they have been sitting for a long time. Keep spare bedding in sealed bags when possible. Next, the hiding place gets larger, darker, and much harder to inspect. The attic is one of the easiest places to miss because it combines dry air, darkness, clutter, and almost no daily movement. Check along the edges of insulation, near rafters, behind stored boxes, and around bins of old clothes or holiday decorations. Cardboard is especially attractive because its flaps and layered seams create narrow crevices. Then it may sit untouched for months. Do not dig through insulation or open attic boxes with bare hands. Wear gloves, long sleeves, and use a flashlight so you can see before you reach. From there, the next hiding spots are not in storage at all. They are the hidden pathways inside finished rooms. Inside finished rooms, brown recluses can use the edges of the room like concealed travel lanes. Look closely at baseboards, loose trim, wall floor joints, closet corners, and small gaps around electrical outlets. These spaces are often too narrow to notice from standing height, but wide enough for a spider to slip through without crossing open floor. Think of them less as nests and more as highways between hiding areas. Before sealing cracks with caulk or repair work, inspect with a flashlight so you do not trap activity inside a wall void or miss a nearby entry point. The next place is even closer to where people rest. Under beds, sofas, dressers, nightstands, and heavy furniture create the exact kind of shelter brown recluses prefer. Dark, low, dusty, and rarely disturbed. These are also the spots people reach into without looking. A storage bin under the bed, a blanket pushed behind a couch, or the shadow beneath a nightstand can sit untouched for months, giving a recluse a quiet place near where people sleep or relax. Pull furniture a few inches from the wall when you clean, reduce clutter under the bed, and use a flashlight before lifting bins or moving large pieces. The final hiding category is where infestations can build quietly before anyone notices. Basements, closets, utility rooms, crawlspace access, garage shelves, and storage totes are the broadest high-risk category. The danger is the same. Layers of clutter that go undisturbed for months, creating dark crevices between items. Boxes of holiday decorations, old books, tool bags, and folded tarps offer exactly what recluses need. Tight, hidden spaces where they build silk retreats. Before lifting a tote lid or reaching behind a shelf, inspect along seams and under flaps. You now know where they hide. The harder question is whether the spider you found is actually a brown recluse. When people think they've found a brown recluse, they almost always point to the violin. That marking sits on the cephalothorax, the front body segment, as a darker brown shape with the narrow neck of the violin pointing back toward the abdomen. Many harmless spiders have dark patches that get misread as a violin, especially under a quick glance. Relying on that single trait leads to false alarms. Look for a combination of clues. Brown recluses have 6 eyes in 3 pairs, not 8. Their legs are uniformly colored, no bands or stripes, and the body is an even light to medium brown. Never handle a spider to get a closer look. Take a clear photo and send it to your local extension office or a pest professional. That habit saves you from panic far more often than it uncovers a real threat. The glue board audit is not about trapping every spider in your home. It is a low-disturbance method for mapping where recluses actually travel, so you know which forgotten zones deserve attention. Randomly scattering traps across open floors gives you almost no useful data. Instead, place them where spiders naturally move, flush against baseboards, behind large furniture, inside closets, next to storage boxes, and near access points to the attic, basement, or utility room. Slide a board under the lip of a seldom-moved dresser or along the dark seam where a storage bin meets the wall. Those are the hidden travel lanes. Check your boards every week at first. A single spider on one board may mean nothing more than an accidental wanderer, but repeated captures along the same wall or inside the same closet over several weeks signal a familiar pathway or a nearby harborage. Mark those locations on a simple floor plan. The pattern tells you where to focus your cleaning, decluttering, and sealing efforts before you ever reach for a chemical treatment. Safety is non-negotiable. Keep glue boards out of reach of children and pets. Never place them outdoors. They become a hazard to birds, lizards, and other non-target animals. Indoors, replace boards when they gather dust or debris, because a coated surface loses effectiveness. If you continue capturing recluses regularly after decluttering and sealing, stop guessing and call a licensed professional. Persistent activity often points to structural gaps or an established population that requires expert attention. This audit connects directly to the 7 hiding places we covered earlier. The boards act as informants, showing you silently which forgotten closet, attic corner, or storage pile has turned into a highway. You are no longer chasing shadows. You are reading evidence, then acting on it with precision. Brown recluses follow a simple pattern: quiet places, low traffic, and objects that sit untouched. Start with shoes, linens, wall gaps, storage boxes, and monitored corners before you panic or spray blindly. Thanks for watching. Comment with the first place you plan to check, and save this video for your next closet, attic, or garage cleanout.